Despite those tough words, the provocation is expected to increase with a possible nuclear test in the coming days. And according to a U.S. official, the expectation of many more North Korean troops. David?
The administration watching this closely, just days until the election here in the U.S., of course. And Martha, while I have you tonight, another story breaking at this hour.
These Air Force Global Strike Command unarmed Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missiles will take off from the Vandenberg test range. The purpose of these launches is to demonstrate the readiness of U.S. nuclear forces and provide confidence in the lethality and effectiveness of the nation's nuclear deterrent.
Minuteman III, an unarmed intercontinental ballistic missile. The missile is capable of delivering a nuclear warhead and is meant for nuclear deterrence.
Tonight, just hours after the U.S. condemned North Korea for sending troops to Russia to help against Ukraine, North Korea tonight test launching an intercontinental ballistic missile that could reach the U.S.
Breaking news coming out of Israel, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dismissed his defense minister Yoav Gallant. Now, Gallant has been publicly critical of Netanyahu's management of the war on Gaza. He'd called for new goals to be set for Israel's war effort. Foreign Affairs Minister Israel Katz is set to replace him, according to the Prime Minister's office.
China says it has fired an intercontinental ballistic missile into the Pacific Ocean. Now, this is Beijing's first such test in over 40 years. Under Xi Jinping's presidency, China has bolstered its nuclear capabilities and revamped the People's Liberation Army's rocket force. The Pentagon estimated last year that China will roughly double its nuclear arsenal to about 1,000 warheads by 2030.
Another milestone in North Korea's missile development, setting a record with the launch of what South Korean and Japanese officials believe could be a new type of solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. It reached a record-breaking altitude of 7,000 kilometers, traveling out into space before crashing into the sea to the west of the Japanese island of Hokkaido.
That is why Japan's defense ministry suspects it could possibly be a different missile than in the past.
Officials from the US and South Korea have condemned the launch, which came soon after a meeting between their defense ministers.
Tonight, a dangerous provocation. For the first time in nearly a year, North Korea launching an intercontinental ballistic missile capable of reaching deep into the U.S. that the Japanese say set a flight record. This video believed to show the test missile then splashing into the Sea of Japan. The launch came within hours of the U.S. condemning North Korea for aiding Russia in its war against Ukraine, with 8,000 North Korean troops now deployed in the frontline Russian province of Kursk, north of Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv. U.S. officials meeting with South Korean counterparts in Washington, calling it a sign of Vladimir Putin's desperation.
Russia has been training DPRK soldiers in artillery, UAVs, basic infantry operations, including trench clearing, indicating that they fully intend to use these forces in frontline operations.
If these North Korean troops engage in combat or combat support operations against Ukraine, they would make themselves legitimate military targets.
Reports suggest Pyongyang has been significantly increasing its support for Moscow since President Vladimir Putin's summit earlier this year. South Korea fears Russia could be supplying advanced rocket and nuclear technology in return. The extent to which North Korea and Russia have been cooperating militarily was highlighted in a briefing this week by intelligence officials to South Korean lawmakers, when they also warned about this ICBM launch as well as a possible further nuclear test.
The possibility of a seventh nuclear test cannot be ruled out. Internal preparations at Punggye, where the North's current nuclear test site is located, appear to be almost finished.
It's thought such a test could be timed to coincide with the U.S. elections.
Meanwhile, Israeli forces have issued new evacuation orders in northern Gaza. At least 20 people were killed in overnight strikes, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. And many across the region believe the next U.S. president elected will have a huge impact on what happens next.
Now, Iran's supreme leader escalates his rhetoric, warning of a crushing response to the country's enemies, including the U.S., following Israel's missile strike on the country a week ago. For more on this, Tura Livingston Wallace, Bloomberg's executive editor for Middle East, North Africa, and Russia, joins us now. So Iran now have actually started to warn of a reprisal to the Israeli attacks from a week ago. How seriously should we be taking this?
Yeah, quite. And I think it's what you read into it. So if you think about the 24 hours, 48 hours after that attack from Israel, they were quite circumspect and quite restrained, shall we say, particularly Khamenei. And Khamenei's got a long history of being very cautious here. But something has happened over the last week, and I think that speaks to divisions within Iran about just how they should respond, just as we see divisions within Israel about how hard they should have gone on that attack. So you've both sides seem to have different camps pushing it very much in the hawkish direction.
Yeah, it's super interesting. Does a Harris or a Trump win matter for the direction of the ceasefire?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the short term, probably not. In the long term, absolutely, because Trump is very much in that camp that we saw the last couple of administrations, where fundamentally they would like to get out of the Middle East. You know, they have bigger fish to fry elsewhere in the world, and they can't do both. But at least for the short term, I don't think it would change very much on the ground.
Yeah.
The Boeing-made solid-fuel Minuteman III has been deployed as part of the United States nuclear arsenal since the 1970s. It has been the backbone of the U.S. land-based nuclear strategic force. The missile is the only land-based component of the U.S. nuclear triad and has near 100% testing reliability. U.S. currently has well over 400 Minuteman III missiles at various Air Force bases across Colorado, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, and Wyoming. It can travel more than 6,000 miles and reach speed of Mach 23. That's 23 times the speed of sound.
Tonight because the government is again failing us. In the middle of a war, they are really firing a minister that is the only minister that we thought he cares. He cares for the people that are abducted in Gaza, and he cares for the soldiers, and he really cares for the country. Now.
Okay, now going back a little bit, okay, concerning these thermonuclear weapons, right?
Being very cautious here.
Salakia.
Parts in Washington. North Korea launching an intercontinental ballistic missile capable of reaching deep into the U.S.
Right? See what I'm saying? Yep. Deep into the U.S. Let's go to get a biblical scripture. Not now. Yeah, let's go get some scriptures on this thing, man. Because this is serious, man. You know, praise the Lord, man. I'm just glad it's almost over. You know, you get sick and tired of, you know, of being sick and tired. You know what I mean? You know, and that's just the way it is, man. After a while, you know, you want the Lord to just go and do what needs to be done. Because these devils, they got to go, man. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 50. Right. Verse 9. Let's start there. Right. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north. Okay? Now, from the north. Okay? Now, we all know you got North Korea, right? Okay? Then you got Russia, which is from the north, right? So you got all of these different nations that are in the BRICS, right? What is it there? Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia, South America, or South Africa, supposedly. And then you have all of these other nations that have gone underneath the protective umbrella, Slovakia, of Gog and Magog, which is Vladimir Putin and the land of Russia, the Russian people, you know, the Bolshevik Amalekites that raped, murdered, and pillaged millions of the indigenous population of people that were in those lands to begin with, okay, by bloodshed. Anything darker than a brown paper bag was summarily executed on the spot. Okay, you could do your own research about the Bolshevik Revolution. Yeah, okay, it goes all the way back to the Tsars, because Russia was rich country, and the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Carnegie, Morgan Chase, right, J.P. Morgan, all of these type of individuals, you know, all they were trying to do was get the you know, through Freemasonry, you know, because under Albert J. Pike, as a matter of fact, let's get that. So that way I don't mess it up. Hold on. Let's get it. There it is. Let's get that. See if I can find that for you right quick. So this way you can read it yourself. You know, about these devils. This is the whole plan of what they plan to do. If I can find it, it's in here, because I remember I took a screenshot of it when I was able to find it on the internet again. Let's see. Almost there. Hold on. Wait. Yep. Just need to. Let's see. I think it's. There it is. Boom. Okay. This is the plan. Okay. Albert Pike, right? The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the so-called the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Tsars in Russia, and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. And that's what they've succeeded at doing. You know, those individuals are pretty much atheistic and communistic. They're communists, you know, right? Let's see. Let's go to see if I can get me a third window going. Let's see. Let's go and type in communism, so this way you know what I'm talking about. Communism meaning. Communism, a political theory derived from Karl Marx, advocating class war and leading a class war, right? Leading to a society in which all property is publicly owned and each person works and is paid according to their abilities and needs, right? Collectivism, state ownership, socialism, radical socialism, Sovietism, Bolshevism, Marxism, neo-Marxism, Leninism, Marxism, Leninism, Trotskyism, Maoism. Okay, this is what it is, man. Communism is a socio-political, philosophical, and economic ideology within the socialist movement, whose goal is the creation of a communist society. Okay. What is communism in simple words? Communism is a type of government as well as an economic system, a way of creating and sharing wealth. In a communist system, individual people do not own land, factories, or machinery. Kind of sounds like Project 2025, doesn't it? It kind of sounds like the United Nations Agenda 2030, doesn't it? Okay. In a communist system, individual people do not own land, factories, machinery, animals, personal property, cars, trucks, nothing, right? It's pretty much the same thing. Instead, the government or the whole community owns these things. The government means mind control, okay? Ment means mind, govern means to control, right? Government, control, mind, right? Instead, the government or the whole community owns these things. Everyone is supposed to share the wealth that they create, right? and they want you to share in the wealth or whatever that they want you to, what they wanted to create with the central bank digital currency, right? So this way you've got, the only way you'll be able to buy and sell is by participating in their cashless society, right? The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Tsars in Russia and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergences caused by the agent provocateurs, right, of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war, okay, to forward this war, right? At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy the other governments and in order to weaken the religions. World War II. The Second World War must be forwarded by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine. That's the whole premise of World War II. Okay? That was the whole premise of World War II. Right here. Big as shit. Okay? During the Second War, international communism must become strong enough in order to balance Christendom, which would then be restrained and held in check until the time when we would need it for the final social cataclysm. Okay? World War III. Okay, hold on. Let me get it. I want to zoom out just enough, right? World War III must be forwarded by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agent provocateurs of the Illuminati, George Soros people, right, between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world, right? That's what's going on now, right? The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Are they not in the process of doing this right now, right? In the middle of a bullshit election that, the leader of whatever this election outcome would be was already pre-selected. These people are selected, hand-picked to run this country. Your vote doesn't mean anything. It never has. Okay? I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's a fact. Okay? Your vote doesn't mean shit. Okay? The votes are cast at the electoral college. Who's ever got the most votes at the electoral college wins. Okay? It's that simple. Right? The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. And you just saw that at the back of the video where people are exhausted. Spiritual, their morals, they're morally exhausted, they're physically exhausted, they're spiritually exhausted. Okay? They're telling you in different parts of the world they're economically exhausted. Because then the exhaustion is caused by the the United States petrodollar, which is the underlying currency of all the different nations of the earth. Right? It's the underlying cause of or underlying currency of all the nations of the earth. Once the dollar crashes, all of the different currencies of the earth going to crash, which is going to bring about civil unrest, national emergency, because people are going to still, the people that own agriculture, electricity, property, that you have to pay taxes to every month, rent, mortgage, car payments, car insurance, gas, trash, water, cable, telephone, internet, right? They still want that money. You don't have access to any money. They're going to shut it off. That's going to drive you up the wall because now you're in danger and fear of you're going to lose everything. Is this not going to bring about civil unrest, national emergency? Okay, then they can institute martial law. By institution of martial laws, they can do pretty much whatever they want to do. Okay? And I'll go into that in just a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me finish. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, right? Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ, Rainbow Coalition, right? and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, right? You know, the woke agenda, which is in all its horror, will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, the origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. So the origin of savagery is what they're doing right now on the people in Gaza and Lebanon and Iran. You know, you have these Bolshevik Amalekites that currently were set up in during the Second World War, okay, by setting up the state of Israel and Palestine, you know, that was meant to destabilize the area, okay, and they come in with a fresh God that don't nobody give a shit about, right? Okay, this is what they're doing. It's these people are insane, man, but this is what they're doing. This is the plan. I mean, if you pay attention to what's going on, this is it, okay? Nothing else makes any sense, right? The origin of savagery and the most bloody turmoil. Then, everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries, and the world minority of revolutionaries are what has been called in the mainstream media, these illegal migrants coming in from all over, just walking across the border, doing whatever, whenever, however they want to, whomever they want, right? Right? And then go to jail, and then get out scot-free the next day. What the hell, man? Okay? Will exterminate those destroyers of civilization. And who are the people that are going to exterminate them? The Proud Boys, the Good Old Boys Network, you know. Come on now. And Donald Trump is in control of all of these devils because he told them stand back and stand by. They've been standing back, standing by, and training in different areas ever since. You know, getting ready for this social cataclysm in America and the world, right? And the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits, which they believe, they have faith, they believe in an omnipotent deity that they cannot see, right? Most people would make fun of that, saying that it's an invisible spook in the sky, right? Okay, this is what these devils do, man. I mean, they'll try to make fun of everything and try to demonize the truth, right? Will from that moment be without compass, right? Moral compass. That's what they want. They want the world to be ran without a moral compass. So this way it would justify the genocide that is going on in the Gaza Strip against pregnant women, old, and babies that have no weapons to fight back in the name of political Zionism and trying to get rid of, trying to establish themselves and expand the state of Israel and make it greater Israel, right? By taking over that land. Part of that greater Israel takeover, under the Gaza Strip, they found oil, and on the other side of it, they could dig out all of that land for the Ben Gurion Canal that they've decided that they want to have, that would take over the Panama Canal and the other the Gaza Strip, or the I forget the name of it, Gaza Straits or whatever, but I forget what it is. But you know, as far as the shipping ports of shipping materials back and forth, instead of it just going one way in, one way out, this new Ben Gurion Canal, it would be a highway and a byway going both directions at the same time, instead of one come in, one come out. You see what I'm saying? And they could try to cut off the world and corner the world's oil supply. Okay, because the next people that they're going to try to fight against after they take over the oil in Iran and in Iraq is the Saudi Arabians. You see what I'm saying? Now, these individuals are all blanketed in a covering or an umbrella under the Russian regime. So the further you go inward to Iran, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia to try to take over, that's going to bring in Russia. Well, Russia is going to bring in the United States. And this has all been brought about because of what was found in the biblical scriptures in Jeremiah chapter 50. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 49, I think it is. the least of the flock shall draw them out. And the least of the flock are these Amalekite Khazars, these Bolsheviks that call themselves the JEWs and are not, and they are liars. Okay? They don't fit the biblical prophecies concerning the Most High and his people. They don't fit it. Okay? So, and evangelical Christianity is disillusioned with Christianity because now that they've found out that these people don't fit the biblical prophecies, okay, you have people, millions of people that have stopped going to church and believing in Christianity, God loves everybody bullshit, okay? People, they give up. See? Everything is going according to plan, right? Whose deistic spirits will that from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal. And they're anxious for an ideal. They put all of their ideals and ideology and their hopes and dreams and aspirations in Donald Trump. Okay? You know, to put white supremacy and white privilege back on top. Making America great again. People have forgotten what made America great in the goddamn first place. It wasn't the military. Okay? It was the rape, murder, and pillage of the indigenous population of people in which they stole this land. Okay, of America, which was called Azareth in the Bible. Okay? And then, plus in addition to that, it was built on the backs of slaves. You had 250, 300 years of free slave labor. That's what made America great. And the people that took advantage of this, okay, are those individuals that are in power today through white privilege and white supremacy. The constructs of black and white are social constructs that were created in 1681 in order to push this ideology in the fucking first place. They're on top, you're on the bottom. Do what we say and we'll kill you. Okay? This is their ideology, man. Okay? But without knowing to where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, right? The light bearer, right? Through World Economic Forum, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberger Group, the Club of Rome, right? All these different entities brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement from which the destruction of Christianity and atheism will be both conquered and exterminated at the same time. See? This is a long time they've been putting this shit together. For a long time, man. Okay? And these are the individuals that, what they want to do. This is how they want to do it, man. Keep trying to tell you. Okay, hold on, let me get back to where I was at. I think it is. Right?
List.
Right? So, this is basically what they want to do. Now, getting back to the biblical scriptures. Alright? Let's see, back where was I at? Boom. Boom. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, America, an assembly of great nations, the BRICS nations, right? From the north country, right? Russia's in the north, right? America's in the west, okay? And they shall set themselves in array against her. BRICS nations are setting themselves in array against Babylon the Great right now, using intercontinental ballistic thermonuclear missiles, right? From thence she shall be taken. And now to be taken, let's go find out what that means in that biblical context. To be taken, she shall be taken. Let's see.
Strong's H3920. Lachad. Lachad.
Lachad. Lachad. Okay. Which means to capture, take, seize, control, to capture, seize, to capture of men, to take by lot, to be captured, to be caught, of men in a trap or a snare. Ooh. To grasp each other, to catch, to hold in, stick together, right? Okay? To catch in a net, trap, or a pit, generally to capture or occupy, also to choose by lot, figuratively to cohere. To catch, self, be frozen, be holden, stick together, take, right? Okay, to take out, right? Strong's H39 and 20, capture, seize, take by lot, Phoenician, take out, They're going to take out, right? And biblical Hebrew, Arabic is to strike, to push with the hand. Okay? To attack. Okay? So, these motherfuckers, they just walk right off into a trap. They're done. They're finished. Okay? Their arrows, these arrows, I just showed you a picture of their arrows, right? Shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Okay? NLT, for I am raising up an army of great nations from the north. They will join forces to attack Babylon, and she will be captured. The enemy's arrows will go straight to the mark. They will not miss. Right? Babylonia will be looted until the attackers are glutted with loot. I, the Lord, have spoken it. Right? Okay. KJV, because, verse 11, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Right? And what is the Most High's heritage? The Israelites. Right? Remember? Free slave labor? Okay. Because you are grown as fat as the heifer at grass. Make America great again and bellow as bulls. Yeah, I'm full. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is bellow as bulls and grown fat as the heifer at grass. Get it? Okay, they're full. They got it all. Right? Verse 12, your mother, the EU and NATO, shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Right? Now, the hindermost of all the nations is America, because America was the last superpower that take over the world before the Israelites take over the entire universe for all eternity. Okay, we've been in different captivities. We've been, let's see how many captivities we've been in. 7? There it is. Boom. This is how many captivities we've been in. The Egyptian captivity under Moses, the Assyrian captivity under Sennacherib, right? King of Assyria. Babylonian captivity under King Nebuchadnezzar, right? The Persian captivity of Esdras and Nehemiah. The Grecian captivity, right? The Roman captivity, right? We all know about the Roman captivity. That's when Yahushua HaMashiach was crucified and his blood was made an atonement for the sins of our people, right? And then the American captivity. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is the number of completion. These goddamn devils are done, man. It even gives you a timeline here. 1500 BC, 720 BC, 586 BC, 538 BC, 332 BC, 70 AD, 1619. Right? And through all of this, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have been slaves and captives from captivity to captivity to captivity to captivity to captivity to captivity to captivity. Okay? We've been downtrodden. We've been oppressed. We've been raped, murdered, mutilated, burned, hung from trees, shot down in the street, torn apart by dogs, ripped apart and different things. What's going on? Salakia. Let me go see what's going on outside. I'll be right back. Salakia. Yeah. The dogs, I had to find out. I guess they must have, there was some dogs they want to bark at. No big deal. Alrighty. But yeah, these are all the captivities that we've been in, man. Real shit. Okay? Verse 13. So the hindermost of the nations, America, at the bottom, you've seen the last captivity, shall be a witness, a dry land, and a desert. And the only way that they could do that is because of the arrows, right? Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Because once these intercontinental ballistic missiles are fired off, they're not going to return from which they came. No, they're going to hit their mark. Okay? As of a mighty expert man. The enemy's arrows will go straight to the mark. They will not miss. Okay? Let's get more proof on that. And we'll go to 2nd Ezra. I was doing some late night reading, ain't no big deal. 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. No, is it? No, 6. It's 16. Salakia. Let's go back. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 13. I think it is. Man, come on, man. Anything, okay? Come on, can I find? What the hell, okay? Right? Okay, we're going to start with 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to power at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. Verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Okay? Now these arrows are intercontinental ballistic missiles, because these are the only type of arrows that you can shoot into the sky and go to the other side of the world and not miss their mark. Okay? Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. What are these plagues? The plague of death, destruction, great fervent heat. Okay? Where the elements shall melt with great fervent heat. That's a plague in itself. Remember, the human body is made from elements of the periodic table, right? Remember, man was made from the dust of the earth. The dust of the earth was made from elements of the periodic table. That means inside of your body are all elements that are indicated on the periodic table. So with great fervent heat and all of these elements melt together, that means that you're going to be melted. You see? 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 15. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. Verse 16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Okay, so the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has all this planned to destroy Babylon the Great. Okay? Verse 13. Because Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 13. Because the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. Right? Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. That's the reason why the Most High is going to destroy Babylon the Great, because of the blood that was shed here. Let's go get it. Numbers chapter 35, verse 33, I think it is, right? Right? So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Okay? Verse 33 in the NLT. This will ensure that the land where you live will not be polluted, for murder pollutes the land, and no sacrifice except the execution of the murderer can purify the land from murder. Okay? Where's not the children of Israel put to the rack, burned, raped, murdered, mutilated, hung from trees, ripped apart by dogs? You saw that in the race riots in the 60s. They got it recorded on film, having their dogs rip at people's clothes and jump on them, rip them apart, using water hosing them down. All they wanted was to be treated equally. Wasn't that the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Wasn't that the reason why it was instituted? Do you still feel that these people are treating you equally? No. Okay. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. All they took them captives, held them fast, they refused to let them go. That's the reason why the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to burn America down to the mantle and turn this place into a veritable lake of fire and brimstone. Okay? Verse 34, their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Plead. Let's go to the word plead. I really think you need to understand what that means. Okay?
Strong's H7378, Reeve. Okay. And second entry, Ruve.
Okay. To strive, contend, to strive physically with words, to conduct a case or a suit, sue, to make complaint, to quarrel, to contend against, to plead, strive, contend, debate. Okay. Strong's definition, primitive root properly, to toss, i.e. grapple, most figuratively to wrangle, i.e. to hold a controversy, by implication to defend, adversary, to chide, complain, contend, debate, lay wait, rebuke, strive, thoroughly. Right? Okay. Now, let's go over here and get a greater definition of, okay, plead. Plead definition. It's not an emotional appeal. Okay, let's go get plead. Okay, definition, Bible. Okay, in the Bible, the word plead has multiple meanings, including to make a case before the Most High, right? To avenge or vindicate the righteous, right? And to vindicate the righteous, to plead the cause of the righteous, is to act against enemies or to redress grievances. Okay? We're not trying to get an apology. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to destroy these devils. Okay? To plead. To allege or adduce in proof, support, vindication. To offer an excuse. No. What does it mean to plead in the Bible? The word plead almost sounds like God is down on his knees pleading with Israel to come back. However, this is not what he is doing. The word is much being better translated contend. I will contend, because the setting here, beginning with verse 9, is a courtroom and God is the prosecuting attorney. Okay? Okay? So, to plead means to punish. Okay? Let's see if we can find what it said. To contend. Contend. Contend definition in the Bible. Okay, in the Bible, the word contend means to make strenuous effort to fight, wrestle, or struggle. It can also mean to dispute earnestly, to strive in debate, or to reprove sharply. The word contend is used in the Bible in a variety of contexts, including Jude 1 and 3, distress not the Moabites, right, blah, 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 blah. See? But the evangelical Christian church, okay, they're trying to do everything they can to try to change the meaning of these biblical scriptures, right? So this way it doesn't give the actual meaning of what it's saying. Okay? See? Well, I tell you, they come up with anything, man. It's ridiculous. They're come on, man. See? You know, by any means necessary, man. See? They'll do anything they have to do, man. Okay? Right? Now, let's go back here. Alrighty. Now, let's go over to Joel. Okay? And see what Joel chapter 3 verse 2 says. Okay? I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh's judgment, Yahweh Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Now let's go see what plead says over here. Okay? Same deal. Right? And will plead. See? It's a different meaning. See?
Strong's H8199. Shafat. Shafat.
Right? To judge, govern, vindicate, to punish, to act as a lawgiver or judge or governor, to rule, to execute judgment, vindicating, condemning, and punishing, right? To enter into controversy, for the controversy of Zion, right? Okay? To be judged, avenged, to judge, to plead, to execute, to condemn, right? To deliver. A primitive root, to judge, i.e. pronounce sentence for or against. By implication, to vindicate or punish. By extension, to govern passively, to litigate, literally or figuratively. Avenge. See? See, that's what it means. The Most High is going to avenge us for what these devils have done to us. Okay? Fuckers are done. They know it, man. Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 50 and find out why these people had us in derision for so long. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. Right? We've got all these false prophets and apostles. Apostle Geno Jennings. Right? You got Apostle T.D. Jakes popping little boys in the booty. You got all of these other individuals. Ever since the prophets of Great Millstone and other righteous men have been standing on the street corners preaching out of the Bible, everybody's a biblical scholar now. If you go on the internet, every time you turn around, you put anything, somebody's got their mouth open about what they believe and what the biblical scriptures are about. But they don't tell you the truth of the biblical scriptures. People have forgotten the true nature of the Most High God. Let's go get it. Gotta get you again, boy. Let's go get it. Let's see. Let's go over here and see if we can find that. Yep, there it is. Let's go find the true nature of the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because clearly these people ain't got a fucking clue, man. They really don't. Sorry about it turning sideways on y'all like that. Okay. So, I'm sorry. I guess y'all have to turn the phone sideways or whatever. But anyway, let's go to let's go find the true nature of Esau Edom. Let's see. Okay, let's go up here. Here it is, right here. Let's read it. Esau, damn it, come on now. Esau hated by the Most Esau hated by the Most High. Perhaps the most unique and unusual attribute possessed by Esau Edom is his adverse relationship with the Most High. The script reveals that the Most High never had any love for Esau as he did with Jacob, and in fact, the Most High hates Esau. I'm sorry, people, yes, the Most High in heaven actually hates. Okay? Malachi chapter 1 verses 2 and 3. Okay? I have loved you, says the Lord, yet ye say, how hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Okay? That the Most High's hatred and anger towards Esau Edom is not a one-time event is conveyed in the fact that Edom was the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. Malachi 1 and 4. This is no mistransliteration or mistranslation, as the name concept is also conveyed in the New Testament. As it was written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Romans chapter 9 verse 13. This hatred by the Most High towards Esau is an attribute that the human heart cannot accept or embrace, and therefore many will try to explain it away. And this is exactly what people are doing right now. You got all kind of biblical scholars trying to explain the true nature of the Most High God's hatred towards Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and trying to explain it away, trying to say, no, that's not true. That's false. God loves everybody. Bullshit. Okay? This hatred by the Most High towards Esau is an attribute that the human heart cannot accept or embrace, and therefore many will try to explain it away. Thus, scores of theologians have avoided this truth of Scripture, right? Or have whitewashed it into something more appealing to human nature. Okay? That's just it. Okay? You seen they tried to change the word contend. They tried to change the word plead in the biblical scriptures to mean something else entirely with what it actually means. Okay? We had to go get 2 or 3 different meanings of the word plead in the biblical scriptures concerning the controversy of Zion, the memorial of Israel, the remnant seed of the house of Israel, who are the elect, hand-selected, pre-selected, predestined for salvation here in these last days. The hidden ones found in Psalm 83. See? The Most High not only hates Esau, Edom, and is against these people, but refers to them as the people of my curse. Isaiah 34:5. This curse is not just on Esau, but also his seed and his brethren. Right? Okay, I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. See? So you see, these devils, they can't hide who they are anymore from the rest of the world. So the other Edomites are trying to come up and trying to find a way to throw dirt on the actual truth and try to say that we're preaching hate and we're preaching hate and dissension amongst the people and trying to keep people separate. The true nature of the Most High God and His Spirit wants nations separate. Okay? He wants nations separately. Okay? Coming down. The Most High's hatred of Edom is not a temporary thing, but is perpetual. The doctrine that the Most High loves everyone does not stand up in light of what the Bible has to say regarding God's merciless position towards the race of people called Edom. Although the churches have tried to alter the Most High's true nature, we find that throughout the Bible, the Most High's position towards Esau, Edom does not change. Okay? Okay. Hold on. Let's get to the next page. Therefore, thus says the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Right? Idumea is another word, a Greek pronunciation of the word Edom. Right? Shall I not in that day, says the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? Right? Thus says the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against you, and will stretch out my hand against you. Who sits on the right hand of the Most High? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? There is not one favorable or positive statement in the Bible in relation to Esau, Edom. But how does this adverse relationship with the Most High towards Esau, Edom help us to identify who this character is in the world today? Okay? All you got to do is look around. Esau, Edom, the Caucasian, they love to go hunting, right? Was not Esau, Edom a cunning hunter of the field, a man of the field, and a cunning hunter, right? A fowler of the beasts of the field, right? Was he not the same person? See? So these devils, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, that's who they are, man. That's what they do. Okay? They go hunting. They go pheasant hunting, deer hunting, possum hunting, bear hunting, hunting for lions, tigers, bears, oh my. Okay? They're bloodshedders. Like it tells you in Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. Let's go get it. You know, because see, let's finish this, right? To help us answer this, we have to put ourselves into the role which Esau has been assigned in the Most High script. And this is my point. If the Most High hated you and your ancestors, how would you react? And what would you do? By natural reaction, you would be against the Most High and his people and try to prevent them from finding out you are Esau, the one the Most High is against, knowing that if the Most High is against something, so will his followers. Who is it that tries to conceal their identity as Edom, the one hated by God, by claiming to be Israeli, the ones loved by God. Only one group of people reacts as though the Most High has hatred for them. That is the Jews, those individuals, those Bolshevik Amalekites that currently call themselves the JEWs and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. They're the only people that attend synagogues. Okay, come on, man. Everybody else goes to church or mosque. These fuckers attend a synagogue. Come on, man. The Most High made it clear and plain as day who these people are in Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, and in Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. 3 verse 9 says that they're liars. Revelation 2, verse 9 says that they attend synagogues where they worship satanic power on earth. They worship themselves. You see? Why do you suppose the Jews form organizations such as the Anti-Defamation League, right? To monitor, or Southern Poverty Law Center, to monitor and combat hate and to identify hate groups? Would not Esau want to do this? Why is it that it is predominantly the JEWs who promote the anti-hate laws and other hate crime, right? Saying anti-Semitic, you know, that's bullshit, right? If you were Esau, Edom, would you not do the same? An Edomite will also want to infiltrate churches, okay, right? And seminaries to get the Most High's people to believe that there is no God of hate, only a God of love and mercy. Okay, the Jews have done just that in Christendom. See, there you go, man. That's simple. Keep trying to explain to you, but nobody gets it. Sorry about the screens flipping over on sides. Okay. Right? These people are bloodshedders, man. Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. Okay. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of the Most High made he man. NLT. If anyone takes a human life, that person's life will also be taken by human hands. For the Most High made human beings in his own image. See? And the only people that are human beings are the Israelites. The word, if you take the word Salakia and break it down, the word human, okay? Not the definition of what man has come up with, but the word, breaking down the word human, okay? Hue is in reference to color or skin pigmentation, okay? Man, right? See? Skin pigmentation, man. The people that are not human is Esau eating the so-called white man. That's not hate, man. That's just doing biblical research, doing physical research, doing clinical research, trying to figure out who these people are, why they're doing the things they do, and why it is in their nature to shed blood. Why do they naturally wicked and warlike people? Why do they say it's okay to go against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God? The Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, right? The Most High, he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the first thing they did, was try to bring back the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah back through Babylon the Great, America, right? See? Let's see. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 54, I think it is. Oh, let me see. I can't see. In 16. Let's see. Okay. Right? Isaiah 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Right? So the Most High created, what's his name that came up with E equals MC squared? No, not Isaac Newton. What's his name? Damn, I forgot the guy's name, man. Okay. Right. As soon as I stop thinking about it, it'll pop in my head, right? Right. And what's his name? Oppenheimer. Right. Behold, I've created the smith in the fire, the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Because Oppenheimer, right, he was the one that came up with the idea to split an atom, right? And by splitting that atom caused great fervent heat. You know, the surface of the earth, or the surface of the sun, that heat on the surface of the sun, bringing it to the surface of the earth, right? That bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy, right? Now, this waster is the ICBM thermonuclear missile. It was destroying to lay waste and make things desolate. Okay, let's go back to Joel chapter 2. Okay. Salakia. Joel chapter 2, verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. Right? The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yep, and nothing shall escape them. Right? Right? So this is a description of the ICBM thermonuclear missiles that you saw in the video, right? Earlier with YouTube, right? Okay.
Ballistic.
That's what you see. Joel chapter 2, verse 3. Right here. This is it. Okay? This is an arrow that should be shot to the ends of the earth and shall not miss their mark. Okay? A ballistic missile capable of reaching deep into the U.S.? North Korea's been trying to burn the shit out of America for years. So now they got the capabilities of doing it? You think they're not going to do it? Okay, come on, man. Alrighty. So, anyways. Right, Jeremiah, I did that. I think it was Jeremiah chapter, let's go back to over here to Jeremiah chapter 51. Verse 11, right? Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, right? The kings of the Medes, right? You just saw a picture of Vladimir Putin, Gog and Magog, shaking hands with one of the kings of the north, right? For his device is against Babylon. We just saw a picture of the device that's against Babylon, America, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Right? Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for the Lord hath both devised and done that which he hath spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. And the Most High had done that, and he set up the watchmen, us righteous men that have been standing on the street corners, preaching the word of truth and the gospel to the people that walk by, drive by all the time for years, letting the people know that your destruction is near. You need to repent and be converted, and they won't listen to us, right? So we're blowing the temple, or we're blowing the trumpet like the Most High told us to do, right? Right? Let's get it. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee into the house of Israel and speak my words unto them. Right? How do? We stand on street corners doing it with a Bible in our hands, right? Saying that, and the people are scoffing and mocking against us, saying that we're wearing a dress or a curtain with curtain fringes on the bottom of it, right? You know, got something nickel slick to say all the time, right? For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel, right? And the house of Israel are people before it's a place. We were always that way, man. That's the reason we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, through the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade, Silk Road, okay, bought and sold as slaves and captives and presents, Christmas presents, to all these other different nations for years. Okay, now it's called HUMAN trafficking, right? That's what they call it. That's the politically correct for slavery. Okay, right? For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech or of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel would not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. And You got all kinds of people that are scoffing and marketing against the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and other righteous men that are telling the truth to the face, right? Behold, I've made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. So the apostles and elders have instructed some of us, or all of us actually, to make videos to disprove and debunk all of these scoffing and mocking videos, right? Because these are video epistles that were sent out so this way you'll know, be able to discern the difference between right and wrong, between righteousness and unrighteousness, right? Like it tells you in Malachi chapter 3, verse 18, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not, right? From NLT, then you will again see the difference between the righteous and the wicked, between those who serve the Most High and those who do not. That's simple. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's what we're trying to do, man, is try to get out there to the people and tell them, but they won't listen. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Right? See? Verse 11, and go, get thee to them of the captivity unto the people, the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Okay? So that's what we're out there to do, man. Right? Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. And that's what we do. Okay? And our people don't give a shit. Okay? They really don't, man. They're insane, I'm telling you. Okay? Oh, it was Jeremiah. Slakia, Jeremiah 51, verse 11. Slakia. Right? Verse 12. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. Right? For the Lord hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Okay? Now, thou that dwellest upon many waters, do not America have a United States consulate and a military base on every continent on the face of the earth? Okay? Come on, man. They dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures. You know, like it tells you in Revelation 18, it tells you of a laundry list of all the things that are consumed here in America. We're a land of consumers, right? Which by consummation and the U.S. petrodollar being the underlying currency of all the different nations on the earth makes us pretty much the richest nation on the planet. Everybody wants to come here to the land of milk and honey, of the streets of silver and gold, and make a life for themselves to get rich. You know, all this type of thing. This is the reason why these illegal, so-called illegal migrants are coming over the border trying to get here to make a better life for themselves. And once they get here, they want to turn around and go back because they can't. Everything has been set up through white privilege and white supremacy for them to fail. See? And to become captives and slaves. Right? Wage slaves. Indentured servants against their will. They got to work every day for the rest of their lives and barely make ends meet. Okay? See? So, like it tells you, was it Isaiah 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, in the house of Jacob their sins. Right? And that's what we do. Right? So, anyway, let me go ahead and get off this video. Okay? I just wanted to go off into a little bit of what was going on. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, Russia. The land of Gog would be Vladimir Putin. The land of Magog right? The land of Russia, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, right? And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, right? Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, which is north and south Turkey, of the north quarters, right? And all his bands, and many people with thee. Right? Gomer would be damn, I forgot that land where the Ark of the Covenant rests on top of their mountain. I forgot. That's Gomer. But anyway, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. As I was saying earlier, all of the BRIC nations, or the nations that, the minority nations supposedly, right, are under the guard of Gog and Magog, right? Everybody's shaking hands with Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is sharing his technology of intercontinental ballistic propulsion systems in order to get their thermonuclear weapons off the ground. He's sharing them with Iran, Iraq. He's going to give some to Saudi Arabia. He's going to give some to North Korea, Libya, Ethiopia, South Africa, North Africa. Okay. Persia. Persia's Iran. Okay. Come on now. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's doing. Get ready. Be prepared. Keep all the armies around you mobilized and take command of them. Right? NLT. See? Verse 7. So, these devils are done, man. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 8. A long time from now, you will be called into action. In the distant future, you will swoop down on the land of Israel, which will be enjoying peace after recovering from war and after its people have returned from many lands to the mountains of Israel. Right? That's the reason why they say that all of the people back in Israel are back in their homeland. Right? No, these are the Amalekite Khazars that are back in their homeland. Okay? After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Right? Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. See? And verse 9, NLT, you and all your allies, a vast and awesome army, will roll down on them like a storm and cover the land like a cloud. Okay? Going back off into into 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 29. Right? Verse 28, behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Verse 30, also the Caramanians, which are the Persians, right? Okay. Raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. Who are them? Those Amalekite Khazars, the Assyrians, the oppressors, right? And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay. Verse 31, then shall the dragons of Arabia, have the upper hand, remembering their true nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Let's go find the true nature of the dragons of Arabia. Genesis 16, I think it was. Right? Took Hagar, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go to, okay. Okay, here it is. Genesis chapter 16, verse 12. Okay, let's start at verse 11. For the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. Right? Verse 12. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. Right? Okay. NLT, verse 11. And the angel also said, You are now pregnant and will give birth to a son. You are to name him Ishmael, which means God hears. For the Lord has heard your cry of distress. This son of yours will be a wild man, as untamed as a wild donkey. He will raise his fist against everyone, and everyone will be against him. Yes, he will live in open hostility against all his relatives. Okay? Is this not these people, man? Come on now. Right? See? So, I mean, come on, man. We try to tell you what's going on. Right? 2 Ezra 15 and 31. And then shall the dragons of Arabia, right? Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, they're all shaking hands now. The president of Lebanon, right? Libya. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, wild as a donkey, right? And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Who? The land of the Assyrians. Then these shall be trouble-bled and keep silence through their power and shall flee. Right? Right? And they're keeping silence through their power, and they're getting the people in Gaza, Lebanon to flee out of those areas, right? And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and their host shall be, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Right? See? So there's fear and dread and strife amongst the kings of the dragons of Arabia, right? Because of the land of the Assyrians, the Israeli Amalekite Khazars, these Bolshevik, murderous, bloodthirsty animals that have shed blood in the land of Israel, right? They've shed blood in the land of Azareth, right? They've shed blood everywhere they go. They bring the conditions of hell and of death, and they cannot be satisfied, man. That's who these devils are, man. Okay? So anyway, I just wanted to touch base on that video I seen. Right?
Ballistic missile capable of reaching deep into the U.S.
Okay. Deep into the U.S. Now, I'm hoping I won't get a copyright strike. But basically, this is fair use. I'm simply using this information that was put up on another individual's channel. I'm not trying to make any money off of this. It's not about money. It's about what people need to know about what's actually going on based on the secular history and of what's going on right today and how it applies to biblical scriptures. Okay? That's it. Okay, let's go get a fair use disclaimer. Let me see if I can find one right quick. Oh, come on, man. Really? Can't get a fair use. Okay, can't get a fair use disclaimer now. Oh, my God, man. Really? Anything at all, man, okay? Wow, let's go see. I'm trying to see if I can find me a fair use disclaimer. I know I recorded one or took a picture of one. It's one in here somewhere. Okay. I just need to let me get me a fair use disclaimer, because I ain't trying to take over the brother's the man's information. Let me get my glasses out. Okay. I ain't trying to do no parts of none of that. I'm just trying to put some information out. That's all. Okay. Disclaimer. The information on this YouTube channel is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content, including text, graphics, images, and information contained on or available through this channel is for general information purposes only. Okay? This channel makes no representation or assumes no responsibility for the accuracy of information on or available through this channel, and such information is subject to change without notice. Okay? You are encouraged to confirm any information obtained from or through this channel with other sources. That's all I did. I used the sources of the Bible. And review all information regarding any medical condition or treatment with your physician. Okay? So, there it is. There's my disclaimer. All right? Just wanted to let you know what was going on. I ain't trying to do nothing wrong. I ain't trying to do none of this stuff. I just wanted to let the people know what was going on.
Ballistic missile capable of reaching deep into the U.S. that the Japanese say set a flight record. This video believed to show the test missile then splashing into the Sea of Japan. The launch came within hours of the U.S. condemning North Korea for aiding Russia in its war against Ukraine, with 8,000 North Korean troops now deployed in the frontline Russian province of Kursk, north of Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv. U.S. officials meeting with South Korean counterparts in Washington, calling it a sign of Vladimir Putin's desperation.
Russia has been training DPRK soldiers in artillery, UAVs, basic infantry operations, including trench clearing, indicating that they fully intend to use these forces in frontline operations.
If these North Korean troops engage in combat or combat support operations against Ukraine, they would make themselves legitimate military targets.
Shalom.